The Vikings last season, even though they hadn't seen JJ McCarthy play in a regular season game yet, decided that he was their future and they decided to move on from Sam Darnold. And now, a year or so later, they decided to bring in Kyler Murray to compete with McCarthy, and he's most likely going to start. And as most of us know, Sam Darnold did just win a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, and he was the starter before McCarthy. And he was known as a career bust until his time with the Vikings. And although Murray hasn't necessarily been given the same bust label that was given to Darnold, he still, wasn't elite for the Cardinals, but he was solid for them. But the real question is, how is he going to play this upcoming year with the Vikings? Starting off, I believe he will win the starting job, and although Kyler isn't an elite quarterback, he definitely has shown a lot more than McCarthy, which I get is pretty obvious as McCarthy has played 10 games, but the point does still stand. Also, I doubt JJ will make that huge of a step this offseason. And when comparing Kevin O'Connell's first reclamation project in Sam Darnold to Kyler Murray, they are a bit different. Murray has only played for one team while Darnold was bouncing around the league and spent time with another quarterback guru like Kyle Shanahan. And Darnold also didn't see the playoffs as a starter, while Murray, he's seen them, even though it was just one game, but he still does have that under his belt. Playstyle is also a pretty big difference between the two, though. Sam Darnold isn't as athletic as Kyler, and he does have a better arm overall. Now, Kyler's arm isn't terrible, but of course, these two guys have different archetypes. Build wise, too, as Kyler is one of the shorter quarterbacks, and Darnold does have half a foot on him. Of course, I'd say this is somewhat negligible, though. Playstyle will be a big difference, though, when comparing them. Now, how well will Kyler perform this upcoming season? Honestly, I think he could lead them to the playoffs. Of course, the division is tough and the Lions will be fighting back for a playoff spot, but if a bit goes their way, they could be in a wild card spot. Remember, they are just 2 years out from a 14-year win, and the Vikings still have a solid defense, and they added defensive players with their first three picks in the draft to just keep building on it. The offense, of course, is still highlighted by Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson, and I believe Murray should be able to play great, especially with his new weapons here, as he hasn't seen this kind of talent around him before. Of course, in Arizona, he's had a couple solid running backs there, such as like James Conner, and Trey McBride was his tight end, who is better than Hawkinson. But also, I feel like the receivers haven't been as good. He did have Marvin Harrison Jr. the past couple years, but at the end of the day, he is still, building as a player. And I feel like Murray just wasn't quite the right fit with the Cardinals. I think even though they were building around him, it just felt like they kind of started to move away from that. I think with the Vikings, he might plug in a bit better and just fit that team better overall. Let me know your guys' thoughts below, and thank you all for watching.